All right, everybody. This is the Art with Errol Podcast, the Monday check-in, and it is June 2nd, 2025. Let's go, everybody. Woo! It's been another week, and we are pushing forward, working hard, and that, my friends, is the topic for this podcast. And I just want to welcome you guys back. I'm Errol, in case you new to the podcast, and I am also called Art with Errol, as all my social media is. Today it's been on my mind, and I thought I would talk about working hard this year, staying focused, staying committed, and pushing through even when things get tough, So whether you're building something or trying to get better at what you love, this year, the grind is serious. So many of us, are trying to, make it in the creative space here, on these platforms. And you can follow my journey here, and that's what this podcast is really for me, to get my thoughts out and kind of hopefully help those around me. I think I started the spaces a little late here, but we are grinding hard this year. And if you're like me, you probably got big goals that you set this year, right? And now you're somewhere in the middle, trying to be motivated and still chasing the dream, right? Because it's the middle of the year, pretty much. This month, after this month, you got 6 more months left, right? We're in June. The year is flying by. So that's why I figured this is a good time to start with this topic of working hard. So that leads us into our content creation card here. In case you're watching the video version, you can see it on YouTube. Also on Spotify later. So yeah, this segment here, I want to talk about the working hard aspect, because, distractions will come, doubt will creep in, and people might not see your vision, and sometimes you might not even see it yourself clearly. But staying focused, this means reminding yourself why you're doing what you're doing. For me, it's about creating, inspiring, and building something meaningful, not just for views or likes, but because I know the journey is bigger than that, right? It's about impact, right? We want to build a legacy. We want to really grind it out so it can grow. If you're listening right now and you feel that you might be into burnout, this is the middle of the year. If you've been grinding, you may be feeling like you're getting to burnout. You just got to remind yourself to keep going. And that's why me talking to myself, because, keeping going, staying consistent, and working on your content each time is going to make you better. It's going to make you better. So don't underestimate yourself. Power of consistency. One video at a time, one podcast at a time, one step forward at a time, one art video at a time. Whatever it is you're doing, just one step forward at a time. That's all it takes to build the momentum. That's all it takes is to get off the ground. If you haven't even started, and you had plans of working on your content and building your channel up, well, It's never too late. You just have to get that momentum going. So one step at a time. Start small. That's what I think. Start with your first video. Come up with the idea and make it, We're well into the year, and we've been doing pretty good in our consistency. Last week was some hiccups, but that's expected, Appointments, things arise, family activities arrive, and you those are prioritized first. So, we still got some content done, though. Last week was really good. We got a podcast. We got, I think, one game stream in, and we got an art video. And that's fine. Some weeks are going to be like that. This week, I think we're going to be able to get at least the podcast done, maybe 2 game streams and an art video. It's fine. We gotta work with what time we have. So yeah, I've been working hard this year, and it hasn't been easy, but it's worth it, right? At the end, working hard, you get better each time you do something. And hope you're doing the same thing too. Stay focused on what you're doing and building your stuff and working on your content. If nobody's told you lately, you got to believe in yourself. Respect the effort, right? Because you got to put it in. You got to put in the time. And it's right there, for you. So you just have to actually just move, get started, right? One foot in front of the other. And I think, with what I'm doing, even though, I may not be seeing numbers, numbers can always throw people off. This is something else I wanted to talk. I talked about numbers, I think it was last week or the week before, something like that, right? Don't let the numbers overtake your decision or make you doubt yourself, or it's really about just figuring out the best way to make your content. Sometimes it's just through trial and error, and that's one of the things that I always say. Don't be afraid to dive in, if you haven't gotten started, and try to progress each time. Like a lot of people I see get stuck in one way. They make content with no camera, and all their content is just, gameplay or something like that, if they're game creators or whatever, or just other images. I think that can hold you back if you're not trying to progress and getting in front of the camera and, learning to speak on camera. That can hold you back. So I think finding, ways to improve and building on what you've got. And that's what I've been trying to do. It's just each time keep building on it, getting a little better, and just seeing what I think is wrong and then try to fix it. Feedback is good if you get feedback. A lot of audiences don't give feedback. So any feedback that you get, you just got to kind of take it and try to work with it. Yeah. And just continually working hard throughout the year. I mean, just looking at what numbers that I've had last week or the week before, we've grown a lot on our gaming channel, and I've done a lot of videos. It's just mostly shorts, and like I said before, I want to get to making like 5-minute videos at some point, at least one per week. So this building point for me is going to be figuring out how to work that in, which I've been, kind of wrestling with in my mind, how to do it. Because I think I can do it on the live stream. It's just got to be strategically planned into the live stream on how to get the content right, with I've seen other folks do it, and sometimes they'll retake right there on the live. They'll do a retake. If they mess up the intro. One example or person that I've seen do this would be Evil Ted. I like watching Evil Ted. He makes great costumes and stuff on his YouTube channel or Twitch channel. And he'll do sometimes where he's just making a video for YouTube. In the middle of his live, he'll just stop, do an intro. If he messes it up, he'll do the intro over. He'll get it right, and then he'll have clips that he can piece together from his live to make a video. I got to figure that part out for me, how I'm going to work that in to my channel. It's summertime, kids off, so if you hear kids in the background, yep. So continually working hard, staying focused, not losing sight of what's in front of us. This is all good things that you can take from what I'm doing, because I've definitely made way more content this year, in the first 6 months of this year, than I've done probably in a long time. Distractions will come. Distractions will come. Things will pop up in life, and you'll have to adjust to them. So try to keep a clear focus. And like I always say, if you can fit it in later, if there's an opportunity, try to fit it in later. Just be open to your community that you're trying to build. YouTube gives you the option to make posts, so I recommend, posting, hey, this day or this video won't be going or whatever, and then you say, hey, I'm going to put a video up on this day or whatever. So any adjustments to the schedule, you can lay it out in post or a video short. All good ways, I think, of communicating to your audience if you can't make a full-fledged video. I think all that works. So we're going to continue to work hard this year. We're going to continue to try to make our content as best as we can and make adjustments going forward till the end of the year. And then we're going to try to switch things up next year and do things differently, because I want to try different things with the content and experiment. And I got to keep trying to experiment to find the right path, So I think that's where we're going to leave our content creation portion of today's. It's real short today, but that's fine. It doesn't always have to be long. And we're going to go into the joy of gaming. So it's winding down on Fortnite for the Star Wars event, and they're going to be going to another event. So I think I want to kind of get a little Call of Duty in next week. I think I can get possibly a Fortnite stream in tomorrow, and Wednesday I think we can get a little bit of Doom in. There won't be a stream on Thursday, so I'm thinking Fortnite tomorrow, Doom, and then next week we'll kind of like just do a little bit of Warzone, I'm thinking. So Warzone and maybe Doom. So we'll mix it up for the next week, because I'm going to be short a game stream this week, unless I could do one on the weekend, but my weekends be tight, so I usually don't get streams in on the weekend. I really been enjoying the Star Wars event that was going on in Fortnite, but yeah, that's winding down now. And we're gonna move on from that for a while because we've been doing a lot of Fortnite lately. So we're gonna try to move on from that and maybe play some Call of Duty for a while. And I'm gonna definitely need to dive into the multiplayer to kind of get my timing back and all that, because anytime you don't play it for a long time, it's so easy to lose your targeting edge and all that. So that's our way forward. I'm really enjoying Doom as well. I want to get all the way through the story, but we're only playing it once a week, so it may take us a little while to get through it. Because I still like to play the other shooter games, so I want to tie in. And out of the 2 to 3 times per week that I can play, I want to do maybe one day of Doom till we beat it, and then other games, just to kind of give us a little variation. I know Night Rain is coming out for Elden Ring, and I haven't played any of Elden Ring, so that's like a very long game, and it would take me a long time if I only playing that once a week. So I'm thinking more of the shorter games to play. Just like I got kind of with the Assassin's Creed, it was just too much. I would never beat it playing once a week. It would take like years. So I think those are the type of games that you got to play, and I just don't have the time for that. So that's why I like the fast-paced Twitch games are going to be more my speed, I think. Because you can just always dive into those games and get some game time and move on. So going on from that, we can talk about some art. So we've been just kind of coming up with things. I did like just a sketch of a Japanese dragon this past Friday, and that was a lot of fun. Just doing something random, and I think this week there's a new kids movie coming out, so I was going to probably draw this character from that. I think it's called, what was it called? ELO? I don't know if I'm saying it correct. There's a new Disney movie, I think, or Pixar. Is it Pixar? Movies. And I think it is, there's a kids movie coming out. And I was thinking I would draw that character with like one of those aliens, because it's like aliens. He wants to go out in space, and they think he's the leader of the world. It's an interesting story. I definitely want to take the kids to see it. I think that would be great. I think they'll enjoy that. I'm trying to find it so I can actually get the actual name. I done forgot the name of it. I don't see it, and that's gonna bother me now, right? Kids movies 2025. Let me try that. Of course, when I type it in, it's not gonna pop up, right? Anytime I'm looking for something, I can't ever find it, right? Excuse me, y'all. So, new kids movies 2025. Let's try that. Oh, of course, it's still not popping up. Oh, I literally just seen the preview for it. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on because it's gonna annoy me now that it's stuff. There it is, ELIO. I don't know how to say it, but anyway, I figured we'd draw that character. I figure like that will be something relevant because I think the movie comes out this month, actually. Release date June 20th. Maybe we wait till closer then. I thought it was coming out this week for some reason. Show times. Let's see. June 19th is when it comes out. So maybe I need to push that one till next week, and we come up with something else for this week, which is fine. I think it's easy to pick things from stuff that's coming out, and kind of keeping things relevant. Ties in with algorithms and stuff. So that's what I've been trying to do. But I think maybe we'll do maybe do something anime this week. I don't know. You can always comment on my videos and leave me ideas. Can leave me ideas for the art video. But I'll come up with something at this point. It's a little bit loud in here, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up our podcast for today. I really am enjoying making the podcast and making content. Been really working hard this year. In our closing thoughts here, I want to thank everybody for listening. If you do listen to these podcasts, I know it takes time to build up on things, and sometimes it's going to be like this, because I don't have a dedicated space, to have silence and all that stuff. So it's going to happen. I just have to work through the things I have, and I think we're going to go ahead and end it here. So I appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube to Art with Errol Podcast, Art with Errol, and Art with Errol Gaming. If you're listening to it on one of the other podcasting platforms, I greatly appreciate you there. On either Amazon Music, or if it's on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you're listening to us on, I greatly appreciate you. I am trying to convey my thoughts on my journey, and I hope that it's helpful to those who listen. So if you got any benefit out of it, please drop a comment. It's always appreciated. So till next time, you know what to do. I'm out of here, y'all.